Welcome. This is Barry Jones from the Angel School, and we're here for our weekly angel reading for December 28th, 2020 through January 3rd, 2021. So I'd like to begin by welcoming all of our new subscribers and welcoming anyone who's new to this channel. And I'd also like to send blessings, angel blessings to all of my subscribers, and for your support throughout this year 2020, as this week is sort of the cusp of the ending of the year and the beginning of the new year. And so I wish you all many, many blessings in the upcoming new year and lots of angelic support to help you as we continue to navigate through the transitioning of the new frequencies and into the new year. So I'd just like to remind you, if you're new or if you haven't yet subscribed, to subscribe and to select the all notification bell so that you'll be aware of all the content that will be coming up on my channel. Also, don't forget to like the channel as well if you've really enjoyed this and found it enriching. This helps the algorithms of the channel and get the information out there for others. So it's very helpful, and I appreciate all of you who do whatever it is that you do to help this channel to be accessible to others. So I will be working on the monthly angel scopes for the month of January. They will be for the 12 zodiac signs. So just be aware that they will get posted. I'd have to do them in batches because one time I tried to sit and do them all and it was way too much. So I have to do them in segments, but I will get them out. So just in case you're worried, like if you don't see another sign that you're looking for, they're all going to come out, okay? And usually on my channel, I do the daily card messages Monday through Friday that are written. I usually post them on my YouTube page, I think the community board, and then on my Facebook page. And I think they also may come through Twitter. So that I will be resuming on January the 11th. So right now I'm just going to be relaxing and catching my breath and for the holiday season. And then that will resume at that point. Yeah, and there's just anything else on my channel, I think, just be aware that I have been doing a special offer for my half-hour angel reading, and I will continue that. I've been doing this since the pandemic, and so I've been offering my $77 half-hour reading for 1 full hour, okay? So you can sign up for that now, and that will be extended most likely for, it will be for January, since we're in the cusp of the transition of the month into the next month and into the new year. So I will be continuing that for the month of January as of now. What you would do is go to my channel, theangelschool.com, on the services page, and you would select the half-hour reading as is. I will send you a confirmation email within 24 hours on a business day. So any business day, not the weekends, you will get an email. And what you would do is in that email, it will note the special offer for 1 full hour for that half-hour payment, and it will give you instructions about how to submit your availability to me, okay? And when I will start readings. So it will be listed there. Just be aware that it could be a week or 2 weeks out before I can schedule you an appointment. So, but you'll get an appointment right away, but it just might be a week or 2 weeks out. So, all right. So let's take a deep breath and really tune in. And as you tune in, think of setting an intention. Take a moment as you're just breathing to think about an intention you want to set for the new year as you think about the previous year and endings and where now you need to transition. And so the angels are going to surround you with a beautiful golden light, and to just really bring in that frequency through your chakras, starting with your 12 fifth dimensional chakras, starting with your stellar gateway, and all the way down into your earth star chakra, and deep into the earth, core of the earth. And then allow them to just fill your aura, your energy fields, with this golden light in the cells of your body. Just breathing and really being aware, and see what comes to mind. Reflections about the year, and maybe the important lessons that you've learned, any wisdom that you've gained, or enlightenment. And then set an intention for moving forward. Something to keep you in focus. It could be anything that comes to you. And then give that intention to your angels to fulfill for you, and to weave it into every aspect of your goals and desires for the new year. And whatever you need to let go of, to ask them to heal. So they support you with this golden energy of healing love. And trust that they will weave both your healing and your intention into the tapestry of the life that is unfolding for you based upon your desires and dreams and your hopes. And trust that it will come together in ways that you cannot imagine, but know that it will manifest, and just be open to the manifestation. Be open to how it's revealed to you. Be open to how your heart inspires you. Be open to the ideas and the changes that occur to you. Just be really open to receiving the highest good. So as we tune in to this particular week, and the angels are showing me sort of, if it looks like an outdoor bench, and sort of like a two-seater, but almost a one, but just a little wide. And I don't know if, when I see chairs, it's a sense of reflection. For me, that's the way I interpret the symbol when they give it to me. Or just to relax or meditate. But to really, for me, this core of that is reflection. And it's almost like the bench is just a little wider to say, give yourself a little room, and it's almost of taking more space or creating more space than you normally give yourself. And really being, and it's almost a sense of, don't be afraid to almost ask for more, or to expect more. So it's this sense of, we usually, when we have intentions or set intentions, or when we dream, we almost sit in these very restricted places, or we have these beliefs that restrict the boundaries of what is possible, so that we're really focusing on the limits. You kind of incorporate all of these limits, and so you really minimize the potential for what you might receive. And this doesn't mean that things have to be grandiose, the things that you want to unfold. They don't have to be grandiose. They can be small, but they can be, but the thing is that you could have more of those, I don't know, just like it's a sense of taking the time to enjoy the small pleasures of life more. So around the things that you have set for yourself to do, make more time to enjoy, make more room for pleasure around those things. Make more room for pleasure around the things that you do. So even when you're doing a task, just don't think about, oh, I got to go to the grocery store, I got to do this. Allow yourself to take more pleasure in this, even if it's just this awareness that having to go buy groceries is not a task, but it's an opportunity for you to, when you are actually taking care of your health, and you're taking care of your body, and you're this is an opportunity for you to nurture your body and to put the foods in your body that help you to grow, to help you to think clearly, to help you to have energy, vitality, to allow your mind to be more flexible. So thinking about the kind of foods we might eat. Like if we're eating lots of junk food, well, then that kind of food is going to cause us to feel tired. It's going to cause things like leaky gut, and those toxins get through the body and start to, deteriorate the functions that we take for granted. So it's a matter of whatever you're doing, and whatever changes or whatever goals or tasks throughout the day, give yourself time to take pleasure. Make more room for taking pleasure in around those activities that you do, because you are resourceful. I'm saying the word resources, and your resources are attracted to you by your general vibration attitude. And if you are practicing this, so this is sort of the activity of light, taking pleasure, making more room to take pleasure around any activities that you do, especially the ones that you don't like, right? Find ways to give yourself pleasure around whatever it is you do. And as you do this, you stop focusing your attention on criticism. Because and I can hear myself many times, you're just criticizing things constantly. Somebody asks you how you're doing, and you just you share with them a criticism about some aspect of your life. And the only reason that you default to this is because you don't reflect and integrate the little pleasures, noticing them around the things that you do. It's sort of like when you're on your way to, to your job, and, you might see You might look up at the sky and see a rainbow. And we don't take the time to enjoy these little pleasures that life offers to help you. The universe is trying to help you to shift your vibration when they do little things like that. Or if a bird flies by or sits on your windowsill, that's all, and we might say, oh, what is the purpose behind that? In general, to take you out of that mental attitude of criticism and being fixated on the imperfect so that you are irritated. And to write in the word integrity, because what this does is you can't live your truth. You can't live your truth, number one, because the criticism sort of eats away at your faith, at your hope. And as it eats away at your faith, because you're focused on what's wrong and what you dislike and hate, you lose that connection to your faith, and it lowers your vibration and places you in a negative mindset. And so you start to attract to you the things that irritate you instead of the things that can fulfill you. So if we don't learn to reflect, to take those cues when the universe distracts us, that's the purpose of that. If anything else that comes to your mind and you get kind of gone, on a tangent, like, oh, I'm supposed to do this today, that's fine. But make sure you just understand one thing. It's there to bring you back into focus upon the divinity of you, the amazing splendor of your divinity. All right. So this is going to be very helpful. It's small, but it's actually huge. Because this piece on integrity, so this is about, being aware of our truth. And it's also about being authentic in relationship to our heart, right? And our soul purpose. And we don't want to get distracted. We don't want to get caught up in, all the negativity. We want to be, I'm not saying don't be an activist, don't stand up for justice issues or causes. But what I'm telling you is that when you learn to focus on the pleasures and make time for that, for reflection, that you will be able to access the higher levels of service, solutions that can really heal and bring integrity to organizations and others who are around you, so that this golden energy of Christ consciousness, this love, this high frequency of love, not a religion, we're not when we say this, okay? But these are frequencies in the universe, very high 10th dimensional frequency. And this is what we're here to activate in this new golden age, these fifth dimensional frequencies. Is we're not here to criticize the world, but we're here to make it better by being in integrity with our own truth. That is to say, our spiritual truth. And that has to do with being clear, transparent, honest, being authentic within yourself. And if you're focused on the negativity and the criticism, you're being ego. You're not really being authentic, because your source does not focus or see your reality in that way. All right. So let's take a look at the message for from the archangels. So we have Archangel Zadkiel, and I think his name means the righteousness of God. And he, really helps to focus with the mind and sort of mental health issues. So this is really important. And Archangel Zadkiel also works with the violet flame. So, really connecting in with Archangel Zadkiel and working with the violet flame to transmute these lower vibrations and frequencies. And when you call on your I am presence, I am my I am presence. I am one with my I am presence, or I am my I am presence. And then when you say that you are one with the I am presence of every person on earth, you activate this violet flame of transmutation and healing for everyone. And so this is a powerful tool for yourself and for helping the world. Okay, so and you learning to tap into this activity, like we were talking about, of reflecting on your life and all the facets of your life, reflecting upon the pleasure that life offers you, will help that'll send a wave across the network of oneness, which we're all connected to, no matter how much we look at each other and see each other in these components of being and differences, right? So we think like we're separated, and that's the ego, but we're united through this network of oneness. So it looks like that in this week there will be exchange of enlightenment, for lack of a better word, in which you'll be learning, and it's not so necessary that you teach, meaning you speak, but through your example you teach, and through the example of others you learn. And so don't close off, or don't shut down, or don't shut others down when you disagree with them, but open your heart. And yes, you can do it. We can. I was just having conversations yesterday with some people about the number of times. I'll never forget. I was at an event for one of my cousins, and a minister, and don't get angry, but a minister was preaching, and it was at a university, and he was just preaching, and let's just be honest, he was preaching and screaming, and he attacked me in front of everybody, assuming that I was homosexual. I am, but that he put that out there and the way he did it. And I was so angry, and I was so hurt, and I was ashamed. But when I went to say something to him, which I should have known it was going to happen because it's always happened, this love pours through me. This is how I know how to speak to people. I've always known this. If I didn't know I didn't know anything I'm doing now, but since I was a child, I knew this feeling. It would flow through me, and I call it the channel of love. And I know always what to say to people because of it. And even when I've been angry, even in this instance, when I spoke to him, I wanted to kill him. I mean, I wanted to hurt him back with my words, but what came out was the truth, but with love, with profound love. I mean, there was no sugarcoating, but it was all love. And I could tell him that as much as I'm angry with you, that in short, I know I'm still better than you because I'm being guided to speak to you with the love in my heart. And so this is to be aware that this is what I call standing in your truth. And it was like something when that love was overriding my ego. I was still aware of my ego, but a wave of love would just overcome that. And the words that came out of my mouth, it spoke the truth, and I spoke how I felt, but it was with dignity that conversation existed within this divinity that allowed for both of us to have dignity, but also to understand the consequences of his actions. And so, wow, the sun is really shining bright. I didn't realize that. So it's very important that we're aware of this path of integrity. And it's important now more than ever that we start practicing, because we're so used to the ego. And the ego is really right now, what we're experiencing with the ego are like phantom pains. The ego and the new frequencies have really cut that off from us, but we still have free will. So it's like we're experiencing phantom pains, and we can still react to the ego in the ways that we've done before, but it'll feel like we have less ability to really fall into the depths of it, but it's still up to us. And so just be aware of this love when you speak, and trust it, that it's not going to tell you to water it down and make it easy for the person, but it's going to help you to reach them, to reach their heart. And that's the way to be in integrity, to be to really offer, to be in that frame of mind where your words are of service. So again, getting back to this teaching and learning, and this is just a few examples of how this works. Okay, all right. So let's take a look at the card for the week. And let me just see how this is going to look with the sun, and if I can do anything to mitigate this. And look at that card. I think that's perfect, because that's what we're just talking about, this exchange. And what I feel this card is, this teaching and learning card is really reflecting upon. Just one moment. So I think what is key on this card is the opening line, keep an open mind. Okay, keep an open mind. So that is the portal, one aspect through our consciousness. When we have an open mind, that allows for that channel, that exchange of love, that opens our heart. And then what we might feel is this idea of charity. And what this card, the Six of Pentacles, seems to represent is this exchange. But charity is an exchange. Is nurtured through this open heart, this open love, right? This love, this channel of love. I call it channeling the love. Kind of weird phrasing, but that's what it literally feels like to me. And so be open in the beginning of this week. And this is just a wonderful card. So be open to the energies right now, because there's a lot of new energies coming through. And that even started over the holidays, right? Started with the solstice last week, and now these important holidays where, despite the commercial influence, all of our hearts open during this season, and we think at this one particular point in the year of being a way that we should be all the time, and that is the potential, true potential of our soul. But this opens up for the universe to really channel through even greater frequencies of this golden energy and this golden love. So you might experience in these weeks of the holidays this generosity. Okay? And so be open to the generosity, the frequency of it, and in the ways that it, because things, I feel like messages will come through, insights will come through that will allow you a sense of freedom. Now, I just saw the word vagabond, and what I'm kind of getting as a symbolism is that there's a song by Ralph Vaughan Williams. The song cycle is called the Song of Travels, and my high school music teacher, Miss Fuller, taught me this song, and he's all about "Give to me the life I love" is the opening words, and it's just this declaration that, like, I'm free. I want to live on the outskirts of life and be myself, and and do what I wish, and I don't want anything else. All I want is this sort of general sense of freedom and peace. And so there's a feeling that you might start to see your life detaching from certain conditions, whether they're emotional or mental or physical, where you might you might start to see that that certain things no longer serve a purpose or usefulness, and so that you might start passing them on as an act of generosity. And again, this is an example, because when you clear things, you are showing others that we need to lighten our burdens, because a lot of physical things, I was talking to a friend who's just moved into a new apartment, and he's like, doesn't have any furniture, and I said to him, this is the most blessed opportunity in so many ways, because we tend to just buy a bunch of stuff, and then we have all this stuff that we have to clean, and we have to keep it organized, and then it just takes up more space and more room in our lives for the things that we want to really accomplish, in terms of fulfilling a purpose. And in this way, things like this distract. This is one example. So I'm not sure of the ways and specifically this is going to unfold for you, but just be aware that you are setting a great energy example. Whether you let go of some anger you've been holding on to, or something emotionally, you let it go and you forgive, or you start moving things that you no longer need and you give it to somebody else, because forgiveness is a gift first to yourself. So you don't have to go to the other person who did you wrong and say, I forgive you, if that's not where you are. But the biggest gift is to do it for yourself, because that person, 9 times out of 10, doesn't even think about the situation anymore. You're holding on to it, right? Sometimes they can have their guilt. But the point is that this is a way to be charitable, first to yourself, and setting that example. That's an example of teaching and learning, okay? All right, let's take a look at the card for the middle of the week. I saw this vision of the Strength card, but it was more like a Marseille deck tarot Strength card. But this morning, so wow, okay. So this just falls right in line to what I was just saying as well, especially about forgiveness, and also this idea of harmony, right? And unity, where we, here we have a woman with this wild beast, right? And in the tradition, it's a lion, and we can't even conceive of, finding any rational means of being in the same space with, a ferocious lion. So it's the same idea here, where there are people that we just can't imagine being in the same room with. Or there are groups of people that we can't imagine having anything in common with or being able to get along with them. And I'm just seeing the word harassment. So you may be dealing with something where you're feeling, bullied or harassed in some way. And this says, number one, that you have the strength. You have a strength within you. And just the way I dealt with that minister who, bullied me that day. And it's we often feel powerless in situations like that. And we may choose to not speak up because we're afraid of creating a situation that we can't control. But when you focus, when you trust if your heart is guiding you to handle this in some way, then trust, although you might be afraid or scared, that the peace of God is within you. It's a part of who you are, and that you can channel that love and bring the peace that is required or needed or that is possible to that point. So don't have a sense about what peace is, like a cookie cutter idea about what peace is. But be open to the frequency of peace to mitigate it to the level that is possible at that moment, that will possibly set a tone for healing to occur or to unfold down the road. But there's a sense of you needing to stand in your power in an authentic way, and that allows you to have dignity and to honor your own integrity is what I'm feeling about that. Okay? So we're learning to, and again, because the ego is all about self-interest. And when we're in situations like this, like when I was in that situation, my first thing was to protect myself and my own interest. But when I got into it and that love started to follow, there was a lesson for both of us. It was a teaching moment for both of us, and we both got valuable lessons out of it. And I can tell you, this is what faith really is. Trusting your guidance and then just showing up. You don't know how you're going to show up. And you don't know how the other person's going to show up and show out. But you know that your heart is asking you to trust and have faith and to speak your truth, but with love. And again, I'm not telling you to sugarcoat anything, but be yourself. All right? So we have the Seven of Swords, and this is saying that this is I get a sense that this is going to be a challenging lesson for you. Okay, but you have this powerful inner strength, because the strength card is about, like the Chariot card is about that outer strength, that prowess that we show hubris to the world. But this card is about the inner strength. Okay? So you have this inner strength, and you have more than you need to give. You may think, I can't do this, but you can. You have more love than anyone who challenges you, or that you feel harassed by or bullied by or intimidated by. You have more love than whatever it is that they show you as this false strength, this puffed up pride and strength. It's just hot air. It's just fear. And your love is there to speak up for you, and also attune their frequency, in a sense, to see real strength at play. They may not get it right in that moment, but it will resonate with them, the experience. Okay? There's always a lesson there. So in one sense, don't let people sort of rob you of your own peace of mind. Okay? And I feel like that you have this, they want you to know you have the strength within you, that this is a huge moment, opportunity of healing, teaching, and learning. And you teach by example, and that you have more to give than you might recognize. Okay? All right. So, again, last week we were talking about that this is a year of integrity, and that there's a lot. It's not to say that the year is going to be easier, but we have an opportunity to stand in our truth. Just like the vote for 2020 wasn't about the election. Of course it was on the physical level, in our humanity, in our human experience, it was. But on a spiritual level, it was all of us making a decision for our spiritual principles and integrity. We were choosing the path forward, and we've chosen for the network of oneness, that the highest good, that love will always trump anything else, right? And it doesn't mean that love isn't going to be challenging, right? We've all discovered that in relationships, our personal relationships, whether it's in our love relationships or family or friendships, there are lessons. It's an exchange, right? And we're evolving through these things. But now we are in this phase as we move towards the ascension process of choosing to be a humanity, a country of integrity. And that means everybody being more authentic, right? Being authentic, rather. Being yourself, clearing out all those things that we're attached, those attachments to this and that and status and this, and really getting into the spiritual focus of our beingness and our reality, so that our reality is influenced by this high frequency of love and this loving exchange between us, instead of the exchange of that we've had in the past, right? All right, so let's take a look at the card I've already pulled from the bottom of the deck. Now this is interesting. This card jumped out of the deck, and I put it back, and here it is at the bottom of the deck. So the Princess of Pentacles, and so this gives me a sense of, new opportunities, and a way that we negotiate contracts and business deals and things. And so, this theme of integrity really comes down into our finances, right? And our global economy. So there may be some things that we see in this year that have to deal now with the global economy and that coming into integrity. And again, none of this happens in this cookie cutter ideal way of, what we think of peace is. The path will be disruptive in some way for sure. But the path is leading to new foundations, because remember the old foundations are corrupt. So there has to be a new one. You can't build back on what was. You have to start all over and make sure you build and lay that foundation with integrity. So this is saying that in your own personal dealings, make sure that you make choices that are right for you. Look how she's questioning that pentacle, that coin or that job opportunity. Look how she's questioning and reflecting, right? Look how she's reflecting. So don't criticize something for the self-interest because it doesn't appear to give you what you're used to. Look at it for what the pleasures, the opportunities, the to be yourself, to be truer to yourself, to be authentic in how you express yourself. Look at job opportunities not to just close up that gap, but look at it as an opportunity for you to start over, to reboot, to lay a new foundation, and something that allows you to truly be yourself. So the package may not look the way what you're used to. It may look like a pay cut, but it may have so many other tiny little rewards that it just sort of bypasses or is greater than what you had before, because you are able to truly be yourself. You have a sense of more freedom, or flexibility. Again, this phrase of keep an open mind. So I just feel like that this is what this card is really getting at in this week, and for the new year, building new foundations that are really based in you speaking your truth, that reflect your truth, that you're showing to the world who you truly are and who you truly want to be and what you represent as an example of teaching and learning. This example, okay? All right, so I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and have a beautiful week and a beautiful holiday season and a happy new year for 2021. God bless you.